The Happy Valley season opener comes up on Wednesday night. Paul Lally here with all of the selections for the 8 races. The first gets underway at 7:05 and we kick things off over the 1200 metres with a Class 5. Class droppers at the top, Super Charizard and Lucky Blessing. Lucky Blessing has the tongue tie going on. Den Attack back in trip. Run Yes Run has the blinkers again. Ragnar minus the hood. Woodfire Champ, a last start winner, extra £5. Talent Supremo now with Danny Shum, who's taken the visor off and put the blinkers on for the first time. A speed map here, Paul, from the 1200 has everybody getting their chance.
Yeah, it looks that way. With Lucky Blessing got the speed and he's drawn barrier number 1. He's with the new stable now. He's with Cody Moe. Woodfire Champ led all the way when winning at the back end of last season. Glorious Expert, Run Yes Run can go forward. Den Attack trialled well recently, won a trial. Ragnar's got a wide draw. He might be at one place further back than he would probably prefer, with McNamara's Master from a wide draw going back.
We start with that win of Woodfire Champ. This is the last time we saw him because he hasn't had a trial leading into this race. Ragnar second, Ever Smart ninth. How did you figure these three into your calculations?
I quite like Ragnar. Look, he hasn't won here in Hong Kong, but he looked like a winner waiting to happen. Just got beaten here on the bounce here from Woodfire Champ. There wasn't much between them right on the line. Woodfire Champ now did lead solely in this race. I don't think he will have Lucky Blessing drawn underneath him.
Den Attack is next up. This is a Chung Fa trial from him. It was over 1200 metres, which is the same distance of Wednesday night's race. He's a horse who is trained by Douglas White. Hugh Bowman takes the ride.
Look, he's been quite short prices sometimes and been beaten when he's been expected to win. Den Attack, he's drawn barrier number 5. He's been placed fresh in the past, did win this trial. So I'll put him in, but look, only on a minor line. He's in Class 5 for a reason, Den Attack. But barrier 5 should help him.
One more to have a look at, and this is Super Charizard running second at the Chung Fa trials. He's had the 2 trials to prepare for this. 2-time course and distance winner. Most importantly, all of that form, his best form is in this grade. And
one has been off this rating as well, of 39. He's drawn barrier 6, so there's options for Super Charizard. He is a winner in this race. You know, in this particular race, he is a horse that does know how to win, Super Charizard. Thought the trial was good, so he's got Zach Purton aboard. I think Zach can go on with his winning ways.
5-timer on Sunday into a 1-for-1 at Happy Valley.
Yep, so we'll go with him, Super Charizard. He looks like he can win this race. He's on top to beat Ragnar. Ragnar should be able to get, look, one place further back than he'd probably like, but I still think he can run on strongly. He has done in the past. Lucky Blessing in there for third, new stable. He's up 37 pounds, but he's looked quite good for it in his track work. And then Den Attack, 1624.
No need to go past race 1, number 1 for Paul at Happy Valley on Wednesday night. Race 2 is another Class 5 race, but this one is over the 1650 metres. And at the top, a couple of class droppers in Wame, YY and Super Sicario. And Super Sicario has the hood coming off. Foremost Teddy's placed 5 from 14 course and distance. Better draw for Harry's Hero. Cool Blue has a win and a third at his last 2 starts. And we head down to Yeah Boy, Matthew Poon for Michael Chang, who started the season with a couple of winners at Sha 10. Foremost Teddy might get a comfortable lead here, Paul.
Yeah, I think he'll get an easy lead from Foremost Teddy from barrier 5. Jimmy Ullman can get him across there. He hasn't won here in Hong Kong, or has Wame YY for that matter. But he should get his opportunity in the trail with Zach Purton aboard. Super Sicario can go forward, and Perfetto. Go, go, go. He's already had a run this season. Yeah Boy gets back in his races. Harry's Hero likewise. And Cool Blue has come from towards the back when he's found a bit of form at the back end of last season.
We do start with the likely race leader, and Foremost Teddy is that horse. He's outside the leader here, turning for home. Paul, is it going to be a good enough lead off that speed map for him to pinch the race and win?
Well, I think it is, because, look, he's a 21-start maiden. He's had the 3 seconds. He's threatened to win a race so many times, this horse, but just hasn't had the desire to go on. I think he can get the easy lead and sprint off the front. So if he ever is going to win a race, it's not a strong race. I reckon this is his opportunity.
Sounds like he's going to be the on-top selection for Paul as we head to the trials now up at Chung Fa. Cool Blue 8th and Super Sicario run 7th in this one. He's in the class drop though as Super Sicario, and he was at the back and not asked to do a whole lot.
Well backed at his last start. He came into a 4.8 chance last time. It's Hugh Bowman, Casper Founds team up. Another one that's going to get his opportunity. Again, coming into Class 5 for the first time should help this horse as well. So he'll go in on a minor line with that horse, Super Sicario. Cool Blue, he's hard to catch.
Yep, just that one win for Cool Blue. That was 2 starts ago. Now to the Shah 10 trials on Perfecto. Better from him, but he hasn't shown anything on race day. Harry's Hero 5th and Wame YY. Face value looked a little disappointing in this trial, but does have Purton on board.
Yeah, and look, he's drawn barrier number 3, so he's drawn inside Foremost Teddy. He should get the trail. Look, these two went clear in this trial, and there was a bit of a bunch in the rest of them. In Perfetto ran on a bit, but again, he hasn't shown too much on race day. At least Harry's Heroes won a race and drawn barrier 4. He should go back.
But off all of that, Foremost Teddy, first out and first home.
Look, the way I've looked at this race is I've done it with a leader winning with the horse in the trail running second. So I just think it's going to be a pace-orientated race. So Foremost Teddy to beat, Wame YY, then Super Sicario. And yeah, boy, he's the only horse in the race that's at least won 2 races. And he's now here with Michael Chang, who's had a really good start to the season. 4-1-2-9.
No room for the swoopers for Paul in race number 2 because Foremost Teddy will pounce on the lead and that's where he'll stay. The third race, we step it up to Class 4 and step it back to 1,000 metres for the North Point Handicap, and Master Champion Cheek Pieces and Tongue Tie come off. Moon Rocket has the blinkers on for the first time. Plentiful's had 2 trials. He was scratched on the 25th of May with a lame right 4. Crystal Powerful's won 2 from 4 course and distance. Sergeant Pepper, he's won 5. Romantic Party makes his Happy Valley debut. And Happy Boys has been better his last couple of starts and draws nicely in barrier number 4. Now the speed, Paul, has joint leaders.
Yeah, look, Crystal Powerful, I think from his draw of barrier 6, his pace underneath him, so he might just try and push on and get to the rail. Harmony and Fire, I think, will eventually get across. I think Harmony and Fire will probably end up leading in the race. Master Champion's never been to Happy Valley, so he's a little bit of an unknown around this course, but has shown a bit of speed. Plentiful, Super 60, Grand Nova. Moon Rocket might just have to be a little bit further back from his draw, and Gallant Rex hasn't shown too much early pace.
Last season race form, we kick things off with here. Harmony Fire running second in this race. 1,000 Cups fades. Crystal Powerful 7th and Happy Boys. He has a 5 next to his name, Paul, but he does make plenty of ground over the concluding stages.
He'll want a bit of pace on, which he'll probably get in this race. I thought it was a good run here from Harmony Fire. It sort of went clear here and sort of was just a little bit, or just run down late was Harmony Fire. Lucky 20 ended up getting him in the end on the inside there. But look, it was a good run from him, and he's capable on his day, so he goes in the numbers.
He had some time for Moon Rocket last preparation. This is what he's done back at the trials. It was on the all-weather. He ran that second in it behind Bunter Baby, and an important gear change with the addition of those blinkers, which are on in this trial.
Yeah, look, and look, he seems to settle quite nicely with those blinkers on. I just wonder if they'll be a little bit more conservative in this race with the pace on, but he has got the pace to go forward if they elect to do that. I thought he could have won this trial if he wanted to, and he wasn't too far away there running second. So with the blinkers on, he has trialled at Happy Valley. He trialled at the back end of last season and handled the course with no issues. So I quite like him with the blinkers on. He should be a decent price too.
That's a good report for Moon Rocket. Plentiful third. He came of age with some varied tactics last season and certainly improved form-wise. Sergeant Pepper had just tapered off towards the back end of last campaign, but he races well fresh and his trial was good.
Trial was good. He's lost a lot of weight coming into this race as well. So we'll see what Jenny's take on him. He's just drawn a little bit awkwardly. That's just the little issue with him. Plentiful was going well, and they found the key to him was don't lead, sort of sit him behind. And as such, he ran some really good races last time, winning a couple from barrier 2. He'll get his chance.
That's how they line up for race number 3. Moon Rocket for you.
Yeah, we'll go with Moon Rocket. Hopefully we do get a bit of a price with him as well. So he's on top to beat Grand Nova. Now, Grand Nova has run some pretty good races, particularly last start, the back end of the season over 1,200. He comes back to a suitable 1,000. He's won twice over that distance before. Harmony Fire from the front, and then Plentiful just in behind. 2, 4, 9 and 5.
Paul with Denny Shum to make it a race-to-race double across races 2 and 3. Happy Valley on Wednesday night. It's preview time for race number 4 on the program, and this is a Class 4 over the 1,650 metres. Good Luck Babe comes back into Class 4. Shanghai Style has a tongue tie going back on. Take Action is minus the hood. Mighty Steed, an impressive trial winner. We'll see that soon. Glorious Rider has the cheek pieces on. The crossover noseband has been removed. To Infinity is a 6-time course and distance winner, and a couple of trials to get ready for this for the bottom one, Celestial Harmony. As far as the pace from the 1,650 metre start goes here, Paul, Good Luck Babe with the pace to get across from 9.
I think he has, and he does like to sort of lead from the front, does Good Luck Babe. Here's got Angus Chung aboard, take a couple of pounds off. Mighty Steed tried to lead all the way at the back end of last season. He's drawn barrier 3. Celestial Harmony can go forward. Shanghai Style, I think, will eventually get across. He's sort of showing pace over 1,200 metres. He's had 14 starts here in Hong Kong, and this is only his second ever back on the turf. Take Action will get his chance of Prince Alex. Soaring Bronco's never far away. And Satanta will want a bit of pace on because he's a horse that does like to come from the back.
He does race well. First up too does Satanta. We start with the trial though of Mighty Steed, who led all of the way. That's Winning Wing. That'll take plenty of ground off him at the end, and we know he's a hardened Class 3 horse, Winning Wing, but Mighty Steed go in on the back of this.
Yeah, he goes in, not on top. He hasn't won from 12 starts in Hong Kong. He was sort of threatened to win a couple last season. He did run second behind Red Majesty in his last ever run. Nice enough trial from him, so look, he deserves to go in.
That's the first trial. The second one is going to be Good Luck Babe, who leads and wins this trial. Prince Alex ends up running 8th. He's down on the inside. Good Luck Babe, Class 4, the key to him.
Yes, and the other thing is, like, this trial was over 1,200 metres and he managed to lead over an unsuitable trip. 1,650 is the ideal trip for him. He's won off a 57 rating. He's rated 59 with a £2 claim, so that brings him right into this. If he does get to the front and can dictate like he did in this trial, I think he can win this race.
That's the first 2 off the back of the trial. So we've got one more replay to have a look at. And it is Satanta going back to last season at Happy Valley. And this is what he does. Gets back and hope they run like a firecracker up front, and then he flies home.
Yeah, made him the long shot this day and he just missed it. Unfortunately, he did manage to run 4th. Like, he's one of 56. He's just at this 50 rating, so he's more than capable. Look, he goes in the numbers, definitely Satanta. I just don't know how... He will just want Good Luck Babe to go quick. That's what he needs. I don't know if he'll totally get that.
All right, that is Satanta, but your selection's going to be at the other end during the run.
Yeah, look, I think Good Luck Babe can dictate from front and as such can win the race. So he's on top to beat Mighty Steed, who won't be far away. Satanta, I'm going to put Shanghai Style in at a big price. Has won fresh in the past. Tongue tie goes on him. Has tried well on the grass in the past. And should have the pace to get across. So he'll be a massive price, but he just goes in for the wider exotics. 1,562.
That is the preview for race number 4, the first leg of the Triple Trio. The first of the 2 Class 3 races is race number 5. Barriers placed at the 1,650. Embraces races well first up. Highland Rahi is a last start winner. Harmony Galaxy is placed 4 from 9 over the 1,650 at the Valley. Noble Pursuit, 2-time course and distance winner. Both SJ Torbian and Wrote a New Page are in great form. Castle Rochester, he ran on late in a trial recently, when 5th behind All Cash. It's been working well up on the pace for Highland Rahi, Paul, when we last saw him.
He likes to set up some quick sectionals as well, so I think he can lead, set up a good pace here. Outgate can get him behind him. Wrote a New Page, led all the way last time, but has taken a sit in the past. Summercar might have to work from his wide draw. I can, I'll be just looking for a bit of cover. Harmony Galaxy, Noble Pursuit, drawn well, but likes to come from sort of midfield or back. And Grey Charger embraces towards the rear.
Straight to Nick with the rider of Wrote a New Page, it's Harry Bentley.
Harry Bentley, you've got a really nice ride coming up on Wednesday night. First meeting at the Valley, of course, on Wrote a New Page, who finished last season in good order, and he's an exciting one to get back on.
He is. He finished the season in really good form, and yeah, great to get back on board. Looking forward to seeing how he goes.
He's had a trial. I know you didn't ride him in that trial. You've ridden him in a bit of track work, but are all the reports sort of positive that he's in good order to hit the ground running?
Yeah, I mean, Danny's certainly good for getting his horses fit at the beginning of the season, and I don't expect this horse to be any different. I sat on him the other morning and he felt really good. He was moving very, very nicely, and yeah, all good.
He continues to sport his tongue tie, Harry, but he has had a rather different sort of gear change, if you will. He's been gelded. Talk me through that decision. Did you have any part to play in that?
I don't think I played much of a part, but it seemed quite obvious. There was just no point keeping him entire, and probably just get his mind focused on the job that little bit more, which is going to do no harm at all.
What he has shown, though, Harry, is a bit of versatility, because, I mean, he won off the front last time, but he took a sit the time before and won. So you've got options with a horse like him, haven't you?
I do. It wasn't actually the initial plan going out to lead, but he jumped well and didn't seem much pace early on, and I knew from having ridden him previously that he's a horse that just gallops and lengthens rather than quickens off a slow pace. So I took the initiative and it paid off. So at least we've got those options. Whether we want to lead or take a seat, we can decide on the day.
I thought what was quite impressive for a horse who perhaps might not have been 100% fully focused, but when he was an entire, he kept finding to the line for you, didn't he?
He did. As I mentioned, he's a horse that really gallops. He gets this trip no problem at all. He could probably go further in the future, and he's got a good attitude, so there's more to come.
Yeah, very promising 4-year-old indeed. Talking of good attitudes and the will to win, you were very much sort of in the right place, right time on the weekend. Mark Wynn, a chance spare, but a nice win nevertheless.
Yeah, you need a bit of luck every now and again, and I know this horse extremely well from having ridden him last season, and we were just denied on his last start at the end of last season, and unfortunately he bled that day. So he's a horse that I was hoping to get back on board. I was naturally disappointed to not be the first pick, but pleased I could step in as a super sub on the day. And another horse he should just gain a little bit of confidence again off getting his head in front. So there's more to come, hopefully.
That's Harry Bentley and wrote a new page. Paul, our first replay is going to feature Highland Rahi, who gets in pretty well at the weights off the back of this victory. Only goes up 2 pounds for the win, and Samarkand's in on a Wednesday night again. Yeah,
he is. Look, I don't like Samarkand from the draw. I just think he might have to work a little bit, unfortunately for him. But Highland Rahi will try and dominate from the front. He's a hard horse to leave out because he's so honest and he just keeps going, doesn't he? Almost run down late here, probably Prestige good, but couldn't quite get there. But look, yeah, he goes in the numbers for me.
On to Embraces, who has a good first up record, has won over the 1650. This replay fourth over the 1800, but we know the drop back in distance is no issue.
Yeah, because he did win fresh up over the 1650 when he first stepped up to it last season. This looks ideal for him. There's going to be pace in the race with Highland Rahi. I think he's the sweeper in the race, and he's the one that can finish over the top. So he wasn't too far away in this one, and I think he's going to get his opportunity.
What about Noble Pursuit? Two-time course and distance winner, twice a winner first up, ran fourth in this trial and did his best work late. Wasn't knocked around, that's for sure. Yeah,
look, it's hard to dismiss a Casper Founds horse, especially he's won twice fresh in the past. He, as you say, wasn't knocked around in this trial, so we didn't get a really good gauge from him. Luke Ferraris from an inside draw, it's positive as well. Another horse who's a chance in the race. He didn't quite make the numbers for me, but there's nothing wrong with the trial.
There's a few out of that trial that is at least one running on the program. That's the Inform Amazing Run. How'd you settle the numbers for the fifth?
Look, I'm going to go with Embraces. I think Embraces will get the race run to suit. He'll get back. He'll be finishing strongly. Wrote a new page. Has got the light weight. This is a good opportunity to see if he's up to this grade. Highland Rahi will try and sprint from the front. And then Outgate should get a nice run just in behind. And there was plenty of support from him last time. And another one that has trialled well earlier before the season started here. 1926.
Now the top weight for Paul with Embraces. Race 5, number 1, the selection. Here's race number 6 now, and this is the lineup for the running of the Class 4 over the 1650. Quantum Patch Class drop cheek pieces go on. Sturdy Ruby is a 2-time course and distance winner. Super Unicorn Blinkers tongue tie off, cheek pieces first time. Youth Power comes back in distance. 5 Footwear's cheek pieces, Wise Man has the blinkers off, and hail to the victors Where's cheek pieces once again? What are we doing here on the map, Paul?
Viva Gracious is from barrier 1. I think can just go straight to the front. 5 foot likes to go forward. Youth Powers drawn wide likes to go forward. Northern Beast likes to go forward. He did make a mid-race move last time, so maybe he could be a bit further back and then make that move. Wise Man is up in trip, so he might be a little bit closer. Super Unicorn will get his chance. Sight Supreme back, an amazing run with Chain of Gold towards the back.
Amazing runs, absolutely flying. Here's Nick with rider Karis Teaton.
Karis Teaton, first meeting at Happy Valley coming up. You've got what seems to be a nice enough sort of book of rides, and you're riding one for David Hayes, and amazing run, who finished last season in good form.
Yeah, Nick, he finished off pretty good, and let's hope he carries on his good form from last season to this season.
You've been on board him for the trials. He looked good in those.
Yeah, he's going very well. Of course, he ran I think last meeting, so he's pretty fit. His trial also has brought him on a lot. Like I said, it looked like it's a nice race to start for him, and I said he's gonna have to carry more weight now. Things gonna get a bit harder, so let's hope with his racing fitness he can perform well again.
Just sort of addressing that, I mean, it's there for all to see. Wins off sort of 48, 44 and 51. He's now up to £7 to 58. I know he's a sort of a fully matured, fully seasoned 6-year-old. Are you hoping that maybe, you know, the fact he is fit and well, and you know he hasn't not long been at the races, that might just be the edge that he needs to get the better of these?
Yeah, you will think so, and also he's a big boy. I think he can carry a bit of weight. So of course he's gone up in a weight. I think he can still do it. Seems like both those last win was really good win. He finished off really well, and if you look at his trial, he's been trialing really well too. So horse-wise, he's in good form. Hayes is in good form.
Yeah.
So let's hope he brings that on Wednesday.
And just from gate 10, Karis, you just sort of let him flop out of the gates and let him find a spot from there?
Yeah, the trick with him is you cannot use him from the start. He's a horse that wants to be ridden a bit quietly, and like you've seen, he's been finishing off really strongly.
That's Karis on amazing run, Paul. Super Unicorn has also trialled well. He's back in Class 4. He's been back down there for a run or two now. He bolted up one night in this grade and then had to try and do it again in Class 3 for a long time after that.
Yeah, look, he did run a placing as well, which sort of kept his rating where it was. It's starting to drop down now. Blinkers off, tongue tie off with the cheek pieces on. So playing around with the gear, you can see him in this trial with those cheek pieces on, and he seemed to settle really nicely. He looked focused going to the line. So it's a good gear change, I think, for him. And you can see the horse running after through the line. He was really going well. So I think he's going to get his opportunity.
1,600 metre trial for Sight Supreme. He's a horse that's won first up in the past too. This was up at Chung Fa. He's a member of the John Sy stable, is Sight Supreme. They really only dashed home, but he does have a first up win next to his name, and he has had 2 trials.
Yeah, that was on the all-weather. So he has won his run on the all-weather, has Sight Supreme. He's had 7 goes on the turf and hasn't finished in the top 4. Okay. So I think that's a telling stat. So that's why he didn't go in for me.
We'll leave him up at Chung Fa in that trial then, and no Sight Supreme. But what about the Unicorns here on top? Yeah,
we're going to go with Super Unicorn. I think he's ready to win. This horse, or ready to win again. So he's on top. Now, Sturdy Ruby's got a really good fresh record. He's won fresh in the past as well. And from barrier 6, he'll get his opportunity. Northern Beast has got barrier 11. He's got 2 choices. He can go forward at the start, or he can sort of go back and then make a mid-race move, because he did do that the other day at the back end of last season and ran a close-up second behind Amazing Fun. And Viva Gracious is not the worst from barrier number 1 and are likely to lead in the race. 5, 2, 3, 7.
And with just the 8 races on the program, that means race number 6 is the first leg of the late treble. Here we go now for race number 7, second last race, Class 4 over the 1,200 metres this one, and it is Charming Babe at the top of the book. Best formers in this grade. In form, Bienvenue, Glory B, Great Spirit, all raced well when we last saw them. Moto Man in the middle has the pacifiers with cows off, the cheek pieces going on. Run Smart, cheek pieces off him. Lucky Sam Gore is also minus the cheek pieces. Now, We've got Bienvenue wide because he's drawn 12, Paul, but he might find some cover out there.
Yeah, because Flying Road likes to go forward and he's drawn wide as well. So they've got a couple of choices, Bienvenue. They can go all the way to the back and get one off the rail, or try and slot in somewhere towards the back, or sort of just sit there with cover with Flying Road. Now, they've done that in the past with Bienvenue and it's worked. Vigorella does like to lead. Charming Babe, drawn barrier 1. Glory B likes to put himself in the race. Motor Man's been close up in a few of his runs, and Great Spirit has a good fresh record. He won't be far away either.
Flying Rote is our first focus, and he's being ridden by Jerry Chow.
Looking ahead now to Wednesday, you've got a nice enough book of rides coming up at Happy Valley. I wanted to ask you about Flying Rote for Tony Cruz. He's a horse that you've ridden in the past. You've trialled him recently. He obviously looks a decent chance on Wednesday night.
Yeah, last season he won a good race in the final day, and this season I trial him, and he's still a little bit heavy that trial, but I think after that he will improve, and I saw his weight is back to his normal weight, and I think he will get ready to it. Yeah.
And always great to have the support of Tony Cruz as well. I mean, a powerful stable. Obviously, always great to be on those horses.
Yeah, and always good to riding his horse, and his horse very nice and smooth, and yeah, and I hope. But the draw is a bit tricky for him, but hopefully he can get some luck and gets in, and yeah, he will win a good race.
You've got a decent book of rides, Jerry. Just quickly on one or two of the others. Plentiful, you ride for Pierre Ung. You're also riding Embraces, a horse that goes well fresh. So you know, it's a nice card of rides you've got coming up Wednesday.
Yeah, I got a lot nice horse, but the draw is a bit tricky for both of them, and they all got outside draw. But hopefully the outside will help Embraces, because he always come from behind, and yeah, he's in a good form and good shape. Yeah, hopefully he will run good. Yeah.
As Jerry Chow will go trialling now, Paul, and we're going to start with Great Spirits trial up at Chung Fa. Matthew Poon on board on Wednesday night. Good first up record, Dennis Ship trains.
Yeah, so the horse is going really well. He's dropped a bit of weight coming into this contest, but as you say, he's won fresh in the past. He's drawn barrier number 3, so he should get his opportunity. It was a nice quiet trial from him here, which he did end up winning it. So look, he'll get his opportunity from that good draw of Matthew Poon aboard, and wasn't pushed out at all here in this trial. Quiet trial, really, wasn't it? But he still won it well enough, and he's still got that good fresh record. So yeah, he'll go in for me.
We roll across from him to Bienvenue down at Sha Tin. Barrier number 12 does have Zach Purton on board, and he was a horse that just got better and better with racing last time in.
He was unlucky not to win more than one race last season, I thought, and he did win at Happy Valley. He sort of found his niche there at the Valley. When he won his race, he won from barrier 9, and he did sit with cover, and that's what I think they'll try and do again here in this race. Look, you can see the trial was good. Nice, easy trial, wasn't it, for him as well? It's just the barrier draw. I'd say it'd be... You might get an okay price because of barrier number 12.
Glory B. He raced really well last time in too. Had a very consistent season. Here he is up at Chung Fa, and he ran second in this trial, but was under a good hold doing it.
Yeah, and he's been placed twice fresh up in the past. Had a good season, with culminating in a win at the back end of last season. He's drawn barrier number 4. He can put himself right on the speed. He looks a big danger. So, look, I think he's a different chance in the race.
Right, he's going in the selections too. That's his stablemate just holding him off in that trial. And one more, we're coming back down to Sha Tin for this one. Lucky Sam Gore, who's last turning for home. He gets to the outside and makes up plenty of ground in this trial.
He's got ability, this horse. They're going to change some gear with him. They'll take the cheek pieces off him. It was a good trial. You can see him well back here, and he finished off for 4th in this particular one and showed a good turn of foot once he came down the straight. So, look, he's going to get his opportunity. He's by press statement, so I think in time he's going to want maybe towards the middle or back end of the season, he'll be looking for a bit further.
That's our lead into the selections for race number 7. Who have you gone?
Going with Bienvenue, even though he's got barrier 12, just means we'll get a better price for him. So he's on top to beat Lucky Sam Gore, Glory B, and Great Spirit. I think we've covered them all very well there. 2, 11, 3 and 6.
It's that Purton Hayes combination for Paul to win race number 7. Happy Valley wraps up with race number 8 on Wednesday night, and the final race is a Class 3. And we run the 1200 metre trip with Dragon 4 Seas, a winner of 4 from 6 course and distance. Sovereign Fund last start winner goes up an extra £6, as does Regal Gem. Storming Dragons place 2 for 2 first up. Kingdom of Riches has the cheek pieces off. The hood and the tongue tie have been added. King of Fighters has placed 3 from 4 course and distance. And Monarch County, a winner last time in Class 4, makes his first appearance in this grade ball.
Lucky Planet's got some really good early speed and he's drawn wide, so I think he's got no choice but to try and go forward from that draw. Giant Leap's another one that's drawn wide that's got pace, as has Dragon 4 Seas. But he's drawn the outside of the 3, so he just might have to work a little bit if he's to get across. Power Kep has gone forward in his recent starts. Monarch County, a last start winner, as is Sovereign Fund. Storming Dragon has been going back to last from wide draws, but he can sit handy, this horse, so he's going to get his opportunity. Kingdom of Riches, King of Fighters. Now, Thriving Brothers was sat 3 wide all the way at his last start. He might just elect to go back a little bit further and get a bit of cover.
Jamie Richards off to a great start with a winning double on Sunday. Here is with Nick talking Storming Dragon.
Jamie Richards, you've got Storming Dragon lining up at Happy Valley on Wednesday night. I'm sure you were a bit more of a relieved man to see him get gate 5, weren't you?
Yeah, he doesn't usually have a lot of luck with the barriers, but he'll certainly take 5 over barrier 12 where he usually draws. But yeah, he raced really well last season. He did a fair bit of it, but he held his form all the way to the end of the season. It was a shame he couldn't win on the last day with Ben Thompson on him, but we're looking forward to him running on Wednesday night.
Yeah, the horse that beat him actually Regal Gem opposes, isn't he? On balance, I mean, as you say, even from tougher draws, he's a real honest, consistent horse, isn't he?
He is. He's sort of found his happy spot there at the Valley, and that's not to say he won't be coming back to Sharton, but he did race very well there throughout the season. So he's had a couple of trials. First one he got tongued up by K Rising, but he won't be there on Wednesday night, and the trial on Tuesday morning last week was good. So yeah, everything's in order.
Yeah, I had a look at those trials. They certainly did look good. They put him up a couple of pounds, obviously, naturally, given that he was a close second last time out. But you think you've got something to work with there, even in a competitive race.
Yeah, I think he's around his mark. So hopefully he can front up and run his race. He usually does. So yeah, he's heading into the race in good shape.
And Jamie, I hope you don't mind me mentioning, obviously, last season very much, obviously, perhaps below par, I suppose, or maybe a bit disappointing in some respects, given that the results maybe didn't fall your way. But you started really well this season, which is great to see, and you look like you've got a really nice one in Bob General after the weekend, and that must have given you a big thrill seeing him win.
Yeah, it was. It was nice when a little plan comes together. We sort of had planned to try and start the new season strong and just get back in the groove a bit. We just sort of lost our way a bit there last year, and it's pretty disappointing when you watch 50 horses walk out the barn in 18 months. It's hard to compete after that, but hopefully we can show everybody that we've still got it there. And Bold General looks a really nice horse, and we're hoping that he's got more rating points in hand.
Yeah, and I guess the telling factor is the rebuild process, and when you get the horses doing the talking for you, that's what it's all about, isn't it? Really.
It is, and we've got some nice young horses there that haven't raced yet, sort of 4 or 5 young PPGs. So I think there's a little bit to work with there, but still plenty of empty boxes.
It is Jamie Richards. Our first replay for us, Paul, features Sovereign Fund and Power Kep. He did a great job when he joined the Mark Newnham stable, did Power Kep. His first up record is not good, however, and Sovereign Fund, that win in Class 4, gave him all sorts of confidence as he came back up in grade.
Yeah, look, he did get the race run to suit, but he did it nicely. He's got barrier 1 as well coming into the race. And look, you can see they're all in a bit of a bunch here, but he finished the best of the lot and won with a little bit in hand. As such, he's been penalised a bit. Michael Chang started the season well.
He has. 4 runners for 2 wins and a placing for Michael Chang. As we head to the Shartin trials now, King of Fighters 4th and Thriving Brothers 6th. We saw Thriving Brothers in that replay in the interview with Jamie that he covered plenty of ground in that race.
Yeah, he was 3 wide all the way and he stayed on for 4th, and he wasn't beaten much there for 3rd either. Look, he's had a couple of tune-ups with this trial, and he was ridden really conservatively in the trial over an unsuitable 1,000 metres. But you can see him running on sort of the best. He was asked to do something, but the good thing was you could see him responding really nicely at the line. So I think he'd be a price and a really good race. I'm going to make him the value play.
Monarch County's run 5th in a trial. He's a last start winner, first time in this grade, and we did see on your speed map he's going to get a really nice run in behind the leader.
Yeah, barrier 2. Look, his fresh up record isn't great. That's probably the little query, and he has to come up and do it in this class for the first time. 117 pounds on his back though. It's handy. It's a lightweight coming into it. He's picked a strong race to start with.
All right, so it doesn't sound like he's figuring in the selections, but it certainly sounded like Thriving Brothers was on the back of that last start performance and the trial that we just saw. Is he the one to beat for you?
Yeah, look, at the price, I think he'll be a decent price, Thriving Brothers. Should be double figures, so we'll put him on top. The Storming Dragon's done everything right, and he's obviously the horse to beat. But I think there'll be plenty of money on Storming Dragon coming into this race. So just thought there was a bit more value around the 11. But I wouldn't be surprised if Storming Dragon won as well. So 11 to beat 6, Sovereign Fund. And Victor the Rapid, he's really improved towards the back end of last season as well. And he's been placed fresh up in the past. 11, 6, 3 and 9.
There it is, all of the information for the first meeting of the season at Happy Valley on Wednesday night. A-Course Racing, and the gates open for the first at 7:05.